Metallica, Megadeth, Five Finger Death Punch, Deep Purple, Toto 2, Toto World Tour.
The Feast heads to Buffalo Wild Wings Elk River this Friday. Join Paul Allen, Eric Nordquist, and Alec Lewis as they get you set for Sunday's showdown with the Ravens with nonstop football talk, great food and drinks, and your shot at prizes all morning long. Doors open at 8 a.m.
Oh, boy.
Get all the details at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
There'll be a lot of laughter, too. Those guys like to yuck it up.
I'd get there before 8 a.m., too. I mean, you're going to be sitting in a
what I'd do?
Spot where you can't even see them.
I'd bring a Winnebago and camp out.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, absolutely. The equivalent of Larry Moe and Curly Joe. We'll be talking Vikings football. I'm Comedy's 10 to be, the legendary Mark Rosen.
Good afternoon.
Head coach of the soon-to-be big game world champion Minnesota Vikings held his weekly midweek news conference. And he used the analogy of, he's like Betty Crocker. He just puts the ingredients out, and then
Mixes
Chef
them up.
Mac
got
McCarthy.
it. Yeah.
He's the one that, puts a mac and cheese together. Gourmet McCarthy. That's got a little bit of alliteration for you, the gourmet McCarthy. Mm-hmm. He put it all together. Do you remember Muhammad Ali when he said he takes a pinch of kindness and a cup full of this and this and that, and he spreads it all around the world? That's sort of what the coach said J.J. McCarthy does.
After one game.
Yeah.
On this recent game. Well, I mean, what he did do was, get in the end zone. I mean, that's something that I think many times we fall in love with statistics about quarterbacks and how many yards they throw for and completion average, et cetera, et cetera. And, it's one thing, and we saw that many times last year. I mean, you could have some pretty gaudy stats, but you got to get 6. You don't want to settle for 3 very often if you're playing really good football teams like the Lions or like the Ravens this week. And you can throw for 140 yards, but if and McCarthy, did that. I mean, he got the ball to JJ, threw the touchdown pass on the run to Hawkinson, and he took one in himself. And those are the kinds of plays.
In the pass to Naylor to wrap it up, there was a nice toss.
Right. Really. But I mean, those are the types of plays that separate the teams that, want to be contenders and will be contenders as opposed to
pretenders.
Yeah. And racking up stats that are pretty meaningless in the big picture. I mean, it's all great to watch Will Reichert come out and kick a long field goal and whatever it might be, but get in the red zone, got to cash in, and that's we'll see if that that trend continues this week. But that's getting back to your analogy about the Betty Crocker analogy. That's I think what they want, what they expect, and what they hope to continue to get from JJ.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Eating your lunch.
Talking. Yeah.
What are you having?
Strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries.
Oh, well, there's still
a lot of fiber.
To go. No,
a lot of fiber in there.
Yeah, there's some sugar, but that's okay.
Very little though in those.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm big into the blueberries, especially.
I wanted to ask you. You're probably aware of it, but did you see the end of the Wild game last night? I only did because Deuce was watching. He woke me up twice to show me. Wild have a 2-1 lead. It gets frantic at the end, and with 0.3 seconds to go, the Preds tie the game.
Right.
Everybody at Grand Casino Arena they're stunned. Right. It was so quiet you could hear the proverbial pin drop. And then a very odd goal in which the puck doesn't get into the net, but the Wild get awarded the goal because in the referee's eyes, if the net doesn't come off its moorings,
right, intentionally,
that puck was going into the net, and the Wilds get a win. Now you see it, now you don't. They had it, and then it went to overtime, and then they won it.
Well, I mean, it was the end of the regulation was. I think the Wild maybe, and I'm sure the fans at one point thought, well, the clock is at 0-0-0, and that means it's over. The game's over, and then you realize, he did score, and that was, talk about letting the air out. I mean, that was tough. Now they got to somehow find a way to win this thing, get that extra point, and in a most unusual way. I don't remember seeing an end of a game like that. And the Preds were not happy about it. I think they did their usual amount of complaining, and Russo, among others, obviously Russo's out there and he knows the rules inside and out, and was, I think, even contradicting one of the so-called NHL experts out there about the rule interpretation, and they got it right. So it wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. It was still like, wait, did that count?
I've never seen a game end like that.
No, I haven't
bizarre.
either. No, it was bizarre, to say the least. But the Wild will take them any way they can get them, as they say. I don't think they played their best game, far from it. And I heard the coach on today a little bit with PA, and they're in Carolina tomorrow night. Is that right? They're hitting the road, but it's just constantly, it seems like a work in progress for some of these younger players in particular. But I think Russo's point, I think I heard him on a little bit earlier, is that they got to keep like Boyum, for instance, they got to just put him in more, high leverage situations. I mean, you want him on the power play all the time. You want him in, just let him go. I mean, that's how he's going to learn, to make some more mistakes, but also probably end up making some really winning plays for this team. They haven't had an infusion like that, and we watched him in college, and he seems like he's fitting in quite well. And I think listening to the coach again this morning, Matt Zuccarello, is very close. He's, as they say, day to day, so he could potentially even return this week sometimes, which would be exactly what this team needs.
Tenneby, how big is it to get Zooks back?
It'd be very big because Now they've gotten some production out of Johansson, and he scored the game winner last night. He's carried the load a little bit offensively over the last week or so, but Tarasenko, other than on the power play, hasn't done a whole lot. He hasn't done a whole lot 5-on-5.
Do you expect him to at this age? I don't know.
I didn't know what to expect, right? Yeah. I mean, the guy,
dynamic player years ago.
When you say that age, though, like he's not old. He ain't 38, 39. He's,
you're right.
33.
Yeah.
Like, guys can still play at the age of 33. I hope.
Absolutely.
Hopefully Kaprizov's still playing at an elite level when he's 33. So it was, he's older, but it's not like he's
right. Ovechkin.
Elderly.
He's older now, but he's running against the wind.
Yeah. But you didn't know exactly what you're going to get out of him just because of the roles he's been in other teams. And this guy once was one of the best players in the league. But yeah, it's clear, takeover Tarasenko is not, that's not coming back.
Is that what they called him?
No, I just brought that. I just made that up because of the.
I like that takeover Tarasenko.
It'd be nice if he'd start taking over. Maybe
the crowd can start chanting, take over!
But
take over!
When Zuccarello comes back, maybe now Tarasenko can play on a third line role. Now, you're not playing with scorers anymore, but then you're also not going as much in terms of the other side that's across from you in terms of your opposition. So I still think ultimately this is a team that they have to stay healthy. They just need to be somehow in the playoff mix come trade deadline, and then that's where they're going to have to be able to add to this team.
Really,
but if you are too far back, which they currently are, they're not going to put themselves. They're not going to convince ownership and the GM that they are in territory to be buyers.
Yeah, what kind of resources would they have for trade?
They've got plenty of
young players, right? Or
they got plenty of draft picks, prospects. Right. Yeah,
we're flush. We are the Minnesota Twins of hockey.
Oh, great!
But most importantly,
say that out loud.
They finally have salary cap flexibility, which they haven't had in recent years.
Yeah, that's a ways away, though. So
it sounds like I should be humming in the background, and we can build this thing. No, not yet.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay. Well,
and then one more thing: if the Wild win tomorrow night and they become 6-3, please do not say they are a 500 hockey team. They are not. They've won 6 games and they've lost 9. That's not 500.
Like 6-7.
You can use that 500 points percentage all you want.
It's 6-7.
The whole point of saying 500 is your average.
Yeah.
But in hockey, for points percentage, if you're 500, you are not average. You're below average. You're not making the playoffs as a 500 point percentage team. So don't call them 500. That's all I ask.
When I hit it,
then don't yell shoot.
When I hit it into the bunker on 14 today, I was between 6-7, and I hit 7. Should have hit 6.
That'd be nice. It'd be nice if we could get between the 6-7 seed in the West.
Yeah, that would be nice. We'll see how that goes. What was I going to ask you? Oh, here's a text message that came in that says, "Can you ask Rosie if Karn knows how close they were to making a blockbuster trade yesterday? Do you talk to her about it?"
No.
Oh, okay. Were the Vikings, were they busy on the phones? Do you know? Have you heard anything or not?
I don't know. I mean, I think you're always
obviously
kicking
they made
the
no
tires,
trade,
and then now there's a lot of chit-chat about Asante Samuel, making the rounds using Carolina, and I think the Vikings are interested in talking with them, but I would be surprised if they came close to making a deal.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to explore it, but you're not going to give up a third-round pick. You're not going to give up. I mean, that if anything, the Vikings do have some good draft capital, and really the fact that they got healthy now. I mean, they're in a position where these players have returned. You don't know how long.
Well, that's the other thing you don't
is
know.
No, you don't.
It could be the rest of the season.
But I mean,
somewhere in between.
Of course they could use another cornerback, but I thought the one position that maybe they'd look to improve on would be the running back. And we mentioned Hall from the Jets, but they got Jones, who's still, Aaron, who had such a terrific game last week, but, we know he's injury prone. He's slowing down a little bit, and Mason's, a decent back and replacing. I think they're hopeful that CJ Ham, at least, especially from a blocking standpoint, will be back. He was working on the side. We'll get more of an official report as the day progresses, what his status is. But other than that, there's really not a lot. What are they going to do? They got the receivers. Thielen's the emergency wide receiver. They got the backups. I mean, there really is not a lot that they're going to do at this point.
Couple of big ones tonight. Spurs at Lakers and the Wolves taking on Bodega Cat.
Well, let's hope hopefully that a Bodega Cat plays.
Well,
he's
taking out
sick.
He'll play.
He probably
He's
will.
a gamer.
He's trying to duck us, actually. He's afraid of us.
When
the good hitters come down with the flu and they have to face like an ace pitcher.
It. Let's quit talking about
Okay,
it.
sorry.
You're getting into all the details now. You're talking about Bodega Cat being sick and ain't going to play. We're teasing. You're supposed to save that for the other side of the break. Big game tonight. I'll try it again. Big game tonight.
Yes, sir.
Wolves and the Knickerbockers at MSG. We'll see what Mark Rosen has to say if he knows anything.
Okay.
And we'll do that on the other side of the break. The Common Man program on the Fan.
I'll add to it.
The Fan and two men in a junk truck want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Just enter the keyword GRAND at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. That keyword is GRAND. Enter now at KFAN.com.
Next, I'm sorry, I spaced that out.
Carolina.
If they were to beat Carolina, they'll be at 500.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, he's such a troll.
They'll be at 500. Here's a text message that says, "Thank you, Tennessee. I hate when they say they are 500. Even La Panta said that they'll have a 500 homestand if they won last night at 2-2.
Yes, that's 2 wins and 4 losses.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's not a 500 homestand.
And like I said earlier, the defenders of saying 500 like to mention, well, they're 500 in points, right? Because you get half of the points that are allotted. The problem is the NHL doesn't work where there's only 2 points allotted in every game. Sometimes there's games where there's 3 points allotted. So only getting half the points will leave you at home and be a bottom 10 team in the National Hockey League.
It sounds like you're not going to rest until you get people to realize.
Because someone does it every year.
Yeah. Sad, really. Wolves, they're in the Big Apple, New York City, to take on Bodega Cat and the New York Knickerbockers. But as you mentioned, and I did not know this was news to me. Of course, I'm not paying as close attention to the league as I once did, but you say Bodega is a little under the weather?
Well, these are the reports that teams are issue at certain points of the day, and they change. They get the official health report right before a half hour, 45 minutes for a game time. But yes, he was a sudden meaning Bodega Cat, your guy, sudden addition to the so-called injury list with an illness. What that is he have a 24-hour bug? Yeah, stage fright at Madison Square Garden against his old team. We all hope he plays tonight. I mean, it would take a lot of the luster away from the game.
I've always enjoyed him as a player. When I talked about this earlier in the show, there were times here where he was maddening, sometimes complained too much about officials. Sometimes his defense did lack. There were times where I'm not saying he didn't show up for lack of effort, but he just didn't give you the performance he wanted to. But it was never, to me, for lack of trying with
he became a pillar in this community.
Yeah.
I mean, and for lots of reasons, not just because his basketball, but off the court and all the family stuff he went through. That he kind of took the fan base along with the ups and a lot of downs, unfortunately. But the trade was made. I mean, Randall's having a tremendous start to his season, and so is Dante. And they got their own homecoming back at Madison Square Garden tonight. And Randall's been playing at the highest level, I think, of his career so far for the Wolves, especially in Ant's absence. And that remains to be seen. It looks like, I would not be surprised at all if Ant plays tonight. It looks like he was cleared to, Finch kind of couched it by saying, I don't know, we'll see. But he was listed as questionable. Well, that questionable could be active as of 5 o'clock.
Historically, when he's questionable, he plays.
He does, yeah. And I think the medical people who at least weighed in on his grade 1 hamstring made it sound like he's exactly at that point where an athlete like Ant would be recovered from it. And then obviously they don't want to take any chances this early in the season. Both teams are 4-3, but Ant's going to nudge him along a little bit too. This is his only appearance, the Wolves' only appearance at the Garden this year. So Madison Square Garden is Madison Square Garden still, and so I think the Wolves and Ant would love to be on the big stage tonight, playing the Knickerbockers.
The biggest story in the NBA from last night, I believe, was Red Panda made her triumphant return.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, she broke her wrist last year, if you remember.
I remember that.
And she made her triumphant return in Chicago last night.
Good.
So she's off the injury list. She was listed as questionable for the halftime show.
She didn't drop a dish?
But she was there, didn't drop a dish, and apparently she was brilliant as always.
Well, we will anticipate her return to Target Center at some point. I mean, she's not afraid to get back on that horse again, as they say.
Or that
cycle.
That unicycle.
Yeah.
That's like 10 stories tall.
She's one of the few performers you see at the few halftime shows where most people don't leave their seats at Target Center.
But you know why? Because she gives 110%. She doesn't take load management.
No, she does not. She look what happened.
Hard.
I mean,
she plays hard from start.
She played hurt.
So good for her.
Mm-hmm. That's the first game tonight. I mean, that's on the big national TV stage tonight, and then your guy Wemby is playing tonight. Big matchup against
the Lakers. That's a big
Doncic
game.
and company. Wemby 5-1 against 6-2 with Doncic and
how long is
James
supposed to be out?
I don't know. I think they had said,
was it a month?
Sciatic.
It was like at least a month. I thought.
I think so. Know. Yeah, and they're playing well without him. I mean, they're playing real well without him.
Yeah, they're 6-2.
Yeah.
He's 40 now, right?
Yeah, 40. And I think his birthday is coming up at the end of December.
And how he still got game in him, I think. But I mean, do you think? I mean, how much he's not is, or is he still as good as he always was? I can't.
Not as good as he always was. I think he's got he'll pace himself, but he can still turn on the jets when he has to. He's one of the most remarkable. Obviously, players in the history of the NBA and the championships and everything else about his game. And if anything else, I think this time off will probably keep him pretty fresh when he comes back. But he was waiting to play with his kid, and we know that whole story. And the Lakers have still surrounded. They made the big trade last year, and Austin Reeves has gone off now. He looks like a first team and all NBA player shooter right now. So. It's just the city of Los Angeles needs another winner. I mean the Rams might be the best team in the NFC right now. Last time I looked, the Dodgers just won the World Series. The Lakers are the Lakers. Not much gloom and doom in LA right now. And then LeBron coming back and playing.
It's a city of winners right now is what it is.
Yeah, I love LA.
The Rams are winning.
Yeah. The Chargers are winning.
But the Rams particularly.
The Rams look really good.
They look really good. Matty Stafford looks as good as he's ever played. It's sometimes, and it varies from player to player, but there are some players that actually, I don't know, maybe his arm strength is the same as it's always been, but where they might lose a step here, a step there, they make up for it in cunning and guile and experience, and Stafford seems to be that guy. You got to think that when Stafford gets under center, very rarely is he say to himself, well, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I've never seen anything like this. He's, like a lot of those veteran quarterbacks, you've seen so much over the years, and he's tough. He went through a lot in Detroit. I mean, think of all that. Think of all the awful seasons he went through in Detroit. And, he has to take part of that blame. But, he gave it everything. And then he goes to the Rams, wins a big game. And now he's got the Rams I think they're 6-2 right now. So, and in the latest power rankings we just looked at with the Athletic, I think they're ranked like the second best team in football. And you could make that argument.
100%. Yeah, I mean, that's very competitive. We know with Seattle and Sammy Darnold and the 49ers trying to get healthier and being as competitive as they are, but the Rams are going to be right there. I mean, that's a team that, as the Vikings saw last year when they destroyed Darnold and the Vikings offensive line in particular in that playoff game that, people had, I think still had high hopes that the Vikings were going to bounce back after that.
And what's it? Puka
Nacua.
He's not with him, or is he still with him?
Oh, he's still with him.
Yeah.
He's with them.
He's kind of hurt half the time.
Cooper Kupp. That's when Cooper Kupp is gone.
He's in Seattle.
And he's in Seattle.
And how is Cooper Kupp doing?
He didn't play the other night. He was hurt.
He's looking like Tarasenko.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got hurt the other night, and Torrey Horton, the rookie, played and got 2 touchdowns in his place. So.
What did you say about Tarasenko? You called him
Take over Tarasenko.
Take over Tarasenko. I love it. We'll break. Come back. One more segment to go here on the Common Man program on the Fan. What's the name of this one, Tenny? This sounds happy and like headed home or clear sailing.
You're going to like the name of this one. More Than a Squealing.
Oh. It's more than a squealing.
I see what they did there.
Were you a big Boston guy? And I'm not talking about Bruins or Red Sox.
Or Celtics.
Or Celtics. I'm talking about the band Boston. I think the guy that, I can't think of his name is Tom something or other. And I think he originally started the band by just doing all the instruments and stuff himself in his house. And then he made an album. I think I have the story correct. If I'm wrong, well, that's the way it goes. I lie for a living. Then all of a sudden, the record company did the album. It's like, well, you got to go on tour. And he goes, well, I don't have a band. And so then he hired a guy, took out a WAN ad or something. He hired a band. That's how he got.
Good way to do it.
That's how he got started. I remember when those albums first came out.
The next song is Sly Like a Beagle.
Oh, well, play it once. Play a little Sly Like a... That doesn't sound anything like that.
Oh, it's going to be Fly Like an Eagle, yeah.
Doesn't sound anything right. So this text message came in. It says, I on the Brad John Broadcast text line, it says, I think we need to do a Christmas presents bit, just like the Halloween costumes. For instance, I can buy Rosen 2 trampolines so it's easier for him to jump back and forth on each side of the fence. Or maybe buy him some oven mitts so it's easier for him to steal Lieber's hot takes.
Can't help yourself.
The Christmas gift idea.
Well,
those two are classics.
Well, you got a long time to work on it.
Maybe even do a Thanksgiving thing. Things to be thankful for. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Yeah. Well,
we could do that as well. Denby and I were talking earlier. Buster Olney, a national baseball writer, and then I saw something on CBS Sports too, talking about, tradable assets. What, teams, what would they part with? And it seems like both Olney and this kid for CBS Sports think, for the Twins, it's probably Joe Ryan. They think there's a really good chance Joe Ryan will get traded.
Team-friendly contract, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and because the Twins, let's face it, they were in fire sale. Here's the thing, though. And maybe you can answer this, maybe you have some insight or just an opinion, but the Twins were contacted from what I understand from reading, from talking to people and reading things. They were offered last year before the trade deadline. They made offers for Joe Ryan, and the Twins didn't trade Joe Ryan. They traded 11 other players, but not Joe Ryan. So they also didn't trade Lopez, and I don't know if they had offers. I can't remember if Lopez was hurt then for the trade deadline, but Byron Buxton, I think a lot of teams would, especially as well as he played last year. You have your Royce Lewis. So there were a handful of players that you think would have garnered interest that the Twins decided to keep, or maybe they did get offers, didn't like with that. My point is, as much as they've done fire sale, it seems like they did keep a handful of key pieces. So maybe they still, and if you remember the story that appeared in the Fish Factory West Side, it wasn't even in the sports page. It was a business section piece, and it had 2 different stories. One was about Joe Pola, and the other was about the Twins. And the Twins were a couple of different. I think it was Joe, and then is there a Tom Pohlad too? There's another.
There
Pohlad.
is. I'm not aware of him.
And there's another.
There's a lot of Pohlads still walking around,
and not one of the three sons, but
right.
but one of the others that basically said something to. Yeah, another one of the grandkids that basically said something. Well, you can say what you want about us, but don't say that we don't want to compete or something like that. And most people just kind of laughed at that and said, well, with what you've done with the payroll and what you've done with, with the trade deadline, what makes anybody believe that you care to compete? But if they really do have some grand plan of trying to put something together, maybe Ryan Lope, maybe there are a couple of foundational pieces that they still feel that they're going to need and try to build up young guys. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows for sure what they plan.
I don't see any upside for trading Joe Ryan right now, even from a standpoint of saying we're going to maximize what we can get for him. I think you go out, you do that by going out and playing well. And pitching well. And, he's had some trouble, Joe has, late in the year. I don't know if he wears down the innings pitched, but his ERA seems to have gone up, in August, September. But you have to give the new manager something to work with. And to have Lopez and Joe Ryan, and then hopefully a return of Bailey Ober to, some semblance of consistency to give you at least three starters that are major league caliber. You could still at some point move Ryan before the trade deadline, but I think his value would only go up if he continues to have success early on in his ERA, and he's still very young. But again, the messaging would be really at this point going, oh, you can't trade Joe Ryan. What do you have left in the pitching staff, starting staff? So I hope they keep him. For their own sake, for the fans' sake, for his teammates' sake, and then if you have to move him come trade deadline, then you'll have to move him because you're obviously not going to be competing unless they shock the world and some of these kids come up and start playing at a level that no one expects, and it's going to be tough to do.
Well, other than Buxton, and again, is he 30 now? How old is Buxton, Timmy? Do you know?
I think he's got to be that, yes.
Oh, at least.
So, but still, he finally had a season with the first time ever where he had a full season or close
31.
to it, 31, and where he played to the potential that 5-tool player that we wanted.
Right.
So you have him. I guess you look at Lewis and say he was the number one prospect in baseball for the longest time, and when he has been healthy early, he was good. When he came back, he's gone through a couple of slumps. And then you have your two. The one thing they do have is Lopez, Ryan, and Bailey Ober was pretty good last year, right? So, they do have
some issues, I think.
But they do have three pitchers, and that's what wins. We see that. We saw it in postseason play. Of course, trying to compare the Dodgers rotation with anybody else's is ludicrous. But it's at least so. That's why I don't know. I think they almost want to have it both ways. It seems like they want to give off the vibe that they still are competing. Look at the guys we have, but then they traded all the players. They don't have a closer. It's hard to it's been hard to figure this organization out for a long time now.
And that's what we see. Again, you can't compare it with what we saw with Toronto and the Dodgers and even any of the playoff games, but when you look at the roster and the way that it's put together, and we all understand the importance of an excellent bullpen these days because that's the way the game is played. You get your starter 6 innings, you hope, and then turn it over to 3-4 other pitchers. I don't know what's left in how many pitchers are even left from not many that can come in and finish a game. So we just have to wait and see, and it's up. The Pohlads have made their own bed, and from a standpoint, not from just a competition standpoint, but selling hope, selling whatever they can sell for Target Field to come to the ballpark next year, and that's something that to me, I don't know how they're going to overcome that, other than getting off to an unexpected, really good start when the season begins. They'll still get people to come to spring training games because all the snowbirds that are down in Florida and Fort Myers will go to the games because it's a way to kill an afternoon for a few innings. But the rest of it, pack a lunch. Good luck.
Timmy, I think you'll like this. This from Randy from Richmond, Virginia, originally from St. Cloud. He's a regular listener. He writes, no, I'm sorry, that's a different one. This one says, this is from Remove the Interim Label Guy. I'm sorry about that. It says, Me boy, more than a squealing, sly like a beagle. Is Maury Amsterdam guy writing these titles? Always. Oh, Tenneby wasn't listening.
Oh, he was busy on the phone?
He was answering the phone.
Yeah, well.
I'll repeat that, Tenneby, because I think you'll like this.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay.
The phone lines are hot.
Yeah, with Larry Mondello guy. That was because this line is probably better than anything Larry Mondello guy's ever delivered. It says,
That's not saying much.
me boy, more than a squealing, sly like a beagle. Is Maury Amsterdam guy writing these titles? See, I knew you'd like that. Speaking of funny guys, it's none other than, hold on.
Warren?
No.
Oh.
Larry Mondello guy.
Oh.
But I've got to get.
Funny guy.
Here we go. LMG.
Well, speaking of Warren, as long as I tried to call in, I know what Warren feels like now.
Well, I saw the number up, but then I didn't see a name, and I saw it was, I saw your area code, but I don't have your number memorized, so I'm wondering, is that LMG, or is that just some another rube calling from the 507?
Yeah.
But it's you. What's up?
Well, I had to call in for a couple of reasons. First, as you know, I did nominate you for PST earlier for your golf take.
Yeah.
I will admit, I have kind of come around. I did used to play some golf, but because I kind of realized that, like I've been doing a lot of comedy shows lately, and at these shows, I'm telling all really great, I'm just nailing jokes, but I'm not making any laughs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Well, Harry, you must not have been listening to the whole show. I took that cheap shot at you earlier. I said, here's what I said. I said,
did Maury send it to you?
No, here's what I said was I said, let me come at it. I came out of a break. I said, let me use this analogy. Maybe Larry Mondello guy can understand this. Last fall, we did a show at Rockwoods. Larry Mondello guy thought he had a really good set, but the only problem was he didn't get any laughter. So it's the same thing as saying, I was really putting well, but didn't make a putt.
Right. So it's kind of like Rosen's had some really good football analysis lately, but Ben Lieber hasn't hit on any of his takes.
You got to come up with fresher material than that. You just have to.
Okay, how about this one?
I don't even hear Lieber anymore, except I'm on the show. By the way, tune into Fox 9. We can hear Lieber on Sunday with me, so that'll be fun.
You have another one?
Speaking of stealing takes.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of stealing takes.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday I heard Rosen saying that he wished the Vikings would trade for Breece Hall. So now he's stealing meat sauces.
Oh, God forbid. Did I steal his take?
Like the lowest of the low. That's like hitting rock bottom.
Oh, my goodness. Can I take that back? Well, Sauce just loves to make trades, period. He doesn't care. He just wants to make a trade. That's
I think you need to get some help.
If you've ever listened to him, he just rambles incoherently is what he does.
I've heard him.
Well, I've been at all the Flap Sweat shows. I know.
Oh, man. He was better, though, his last outing.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he killed it.
He killed it.
That's good. Well, he's good.
And he had been killing.
He had him like putty in his hand, yeah.
He'd been killing Mondello guy lately because he was so bad. I mean, there was the point where I finally had to say to him, I said, I'm tired of you doing 8 minutes and me having to do an hour and a half because I've got an hour and a half.
You walk off the stage.
I have an hour and a half, but only 10 minutes. It's even mildly amusing.
Yeah, the one time I was at the bar getting a beer and he just ended.
Yeah.
And the show just got done.
I always love that.
I'm sure you got another show coming up soon. So.
Well,
I got a
funny
show.
that you mentioned it.
Shows. What do you got planned tonight, Mark? I got a great show that you can come to.
Where's what's the name of the place again?
Now, you're familiar with it. It's called the Mud Room. It's in Mendota.
I know
Mendota Heights.
Yes.
Mendota.
I know where that is.
It's a lower
I know where
level
Mendota Heights is.
I've worked the mud room before.
Lucky's 13.
Yep, I've worked the mud room.
So not only is it me, I'm headlining.
Oh my God!
Wait a minute, you're headlining.
That's the funniest thing he's ever said.
Right.
That's a knee slapper.
Who's opening? Do you have a featurette? How big of a show is it?
7:00. Lindsay Hensel is opening for me. She's very funny. I produced a bunch of comedy shows with her. Okay. And then there'll probably be a host and somebody else too, but I'm not sure who that is right now.
What's the name of the place again?
It's a fun time. The Mud Room. It's the Mud Room in Mendota. Yeah. I think it might be $10 or something to get in, but I don't know. It's going to be a good time.
That's $10 too many, but that's okay. You got it.
It's overpriced.
No money, no money, no funny.
No money, no funny. And it's a cool room. It's a quaint room. That's a nice way of saying it's small. It's so
The mud room.
Get
small,
there.
It's intimate.
It's small and
It's
intimate.
dark.
But I love it.
Yeah.
It's like an old speakeasy. It's
I was going to
cool
say, back in
place.
the 80s, there'd be
Yeah.
mud wrestling or something. That's what I would be thinking of.
Oh, it's
Changed
a great
since then.
place.
Yeah.
Well, I'll save you. Tennessee, what are you doing? That's on the east side. You know, you guys are common. You could come. That's the east side location. You know.
What's the time and date?
Yeah, well,
Tonight.
Oh no, too bad. Oh,
the guy that
we got to get Tennessee on one of these.
the guy that owns the place also owns Pajaritos. They have 2 locations. I go to
yeah.
Pajaritos on West
Which
St.
they
Paul.
also do. I did a show there a week and a half ago. They do shows there on Thursday night.
There you go.
You're a busy man.
Well, he's the fastest rising comedian in the country and has been for about 20 years now.
Yep, exactly.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you,
Ellen.
boys.
Appreciate it. Mudroom.
All
It
right.
is a cool room. I can't find the hang up thing. Ouch, that hurt. Yeah, no, Mudroom's a really cool room. It's a lot of fun. Yeah,
That sounds like an
Sauce,
interesting place.
That's where Sauce got booed off stage by Lululemon gal because he started doing his Lululemon bill, and she goes, "Oh, so you wear Lululemon? Good for you," or something like that. And then they started booing him. They booed him off stage.
No, they didn't. Seriously?
yes.
Oh, they did? They booed him off stage? That's the ultimate. Oh,
And I shouldn't
man.
laugh, but it was the funniest
How did he
thing.
handle that?
As well as he could. He
tail
was
between
okay.
his
I'm
legs.
impressed he didn't quit after that.
Well, the check still cashed.
Yeah.
And the money was obscene. So he took it. Well, that was the beginning of him where his,
Yeah, put some more
you know,
elbow grease into it.
it's going to be one of those 30 by 30. No, what's it called? What are those
30.
shows? What are those shows on ESPN called?
30 for 30.
Yeah,
He'll be like a 30 for 30 kind of a story eventually. The rise and fall of Meat Sauce's comedy career. Because this is the truth. I couldn't follow him. He was too funny. He would close. I'd be the middle act, right? I'd be feature. He'd be the close. Then it got to the point, the only thing he did was they almost had to close the comedy club down. That's how bad he was closing. So then I took over closing shows, but he's back. He was brilliant up at near Cold Spring, up at Spicer.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he was brilliant up there.
You got another one coming up?
It's
funny you mention it.
Well, funny you should mention. It looks like we're about to announce a date at the legendary Cato Ballroom where you worked with us.
That's right. I had a great time.
Yeah,
performing
so
there, yeah.
we have a date. We'll probably announce it's going to be in February. It looks
Oh,
like.
not till then. Okay.
Then we're going to do a show sometime in January at the Posh and Tony American Legion Club in Rochester. You don't have to laugh at us.
No, I just say Posh and Tony. Nothing wrong with American
The
Legion
Posh and
clubs.
Tony American Legion Club in Rochester.
Yeah.
So those are the 2 shows that we know we're going to
Okay.
lock in here pretty quick.
You should do a holiday special. I mean, that would be a spectacular.
We'd love you to join us
Well,
again.
I might do that again sometime. I get some
Tennessee?
fresh material.
Tennessee, doors always open for you.
huh?
You could start out with 90s hip hop trivia. You could start your set
That'll
with
get
that.
that'll get
Got
him
a few
going.
laughs.
I kind of
I
like
can't believe you're still doing this.
Well,
It's fun for you. You guys.
you do it for several reasons. Number 1 would be money. Number
Money
2
would
would be
be-
money. Number 3 would be money. And then 4 would be it's nice to see the listeners.
It
They get a
is.
kick out.
No,
I think what they do is, I think most of them think, well, this can't be real. They don't really do stand up, do they? So they have to come and see it for themselves. And when they do, they go, they do stand up, but maybe they should just sit down.
Well, you feel
I would
the
compare it
bright
to a car
lights.
crash.
It's
You gotta
similar-
slow down and take a look at it. Yeah.
I would say that's
It's a bucket list thing. It's a frightening proposition to get up there and make me laugh, funny man. That's. But mostly we just we do jokes related to people on the station, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I do plenty of that.
Well, you absolutely do. That's your wheelhouse. That's all of our wheelhouses. Yeah.
Here's a text message that says, I just wanted to let you and Tana know you guys are my heroes.
Huh?
That was it.
I don't care what anyone says. The fake laughs are absolutely hilarious. Remember, we got criticized
Yeah.
for that. Here's another. When Meat Sauce walked into the mudroom, he took his shoes off, and he did. Who do you think wrote that one?
Maury Amsterdam guy.
That is correct. It's a Maury Amsterdam guy special, so he's out there listening, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You're very excited about Iowa versus Oregon.
Well, I just was talking to Guardsy about it during a commercial break, and Mike Grimm, who's doing, I think he's doing Gopher men's basketball Saturday. So you got a Saturday off. He goes, no, I got Alcorn State or the Nico Medved's team's playing.
Dangerous
Saturday.
Alcorn State.
Yeah, dangerous. But I said, well, the game of the week, at least from I think the Big Ten watchers, for a couple of reasons. Is Iowa that good after they demolished the Gophers? And then Oregon, who the Gophers play a week from Friday, I believe, on the road. They're playing the Hawkeyes in Iowa on Saturday.
Well, what do you think? Do you think Iowa's that good, or do you think they get smoked
I was just
by
asking
Oregon?
Guards.
Well, what do you think?
I think Iowa will be very competitive.
You do?
And
is
Guardsy's
that at
point,
Iowa or is that Oregon?
It's at Iowa.
Oh, okay.
And Guardsy's point was, I know you're going to think about that, but he says it's difficult, he feels, for these West Coast teams traveling. Not that they're going to get. Well, I mean, not that they're going to be exhausted. They're 20-year-old kids or young men, but Iowa's a tough place to play. I would not be surprised Iowa gives them everything they can handle.
Really?
Oregon's favored, but that'll be interesting. That game, I'll definitely tune in and want to watch some of that Saturday afternoon. I think it's a 2:30 game. That's probably the best. It doesn't look like a really good slate. Well,
you like this Iowa?
Karen will watch them. She loves. She went to law school there, so she'll watch for a while, then she'll get frustrated and walk out of the room. But what she usually does.
Really?
Yeah, it's too anxious. She gets too anxious. Watching a Viking game with her is a whole nother thing.
I used to be that way, but I had the pillow game and I gave up on it.
Yeah, I understand that. But yeah, that's kind of a big
Deuce
game.
loves it. Like if I'm watching a Lions game, and there's a penalty on the Lions, I'll jump up out of my couch and pretend I'm a room. I'll go, come on! That's not a penalty.
That's not pass interference.
He just rolls his eyes and shrugs his shoulders.
Well, by now he understands that. So big build up. We'll find out more about. We heard from the coach today, but everything's. It should be a very exciting Sunday afternoon at U.S. Bank. I'm happy Lamar Jackson's healthy. Anxious to see him. See the Vikings go up against one of the best and his arsenal that he has with with a former Gopher.
Tomorrow you'll have your official pick.
Well, we'll have our official pick, and we have spread swing.
That is correct.
Not a great week for me either. Again,
very good. Deuce will be calling in from Austin, Texas tomorrow.
Austin, Texas.
Yeah, he's a world traveler from Lincoln to Austin to.
He's
going to Atlanta. No, he's going to work on the road. He's going to work remotely. He can do his job remotely.
All right.
So he's going to work remotely. But he's got.
He'll call in tomorrow.
He just likes to travel. We'll see you tomorrow then at 1:30. 1:30.
Yes, sir.
Tenemy, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We enjoyed our visit. We truly did. We're back tomorrow at 12 noon. But stick around. Big Ticket JG. They're up next here on the Fan.
Good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.